Hello friends, I welcome you all to my channel, and in this video we are going to discuss about the historical background of Indian Constitution, and I am coming up with an entire new series for the Indian polity subject where I am going to cover all the important topics of the Indian polity, and I am coming up with an entire course, in fact absolutely for free, where you can learn the important concepts regarding the Indian polity. So if you are familiar with the subject, we all know that the Indian polity, it starts with the historical background of Indian Constitution. So we are going to start with this very particular topic. So what are the topics that are going to be covered in the historical background of Indian Constitution? First, we are going to cover historical perspective. In the historical perspective, we are going to see how the Britishers came to India. They established themselves as a ruler, and how they governed the country. Okay. So after that, we are going to discuss the Regulating Act of 1773, then Pitt's India Act of 1784, then the Charter Act of 1813, Charter Act of 1833, 1853, then the Government of India Act 1858, then the Indian Councils Act of 1861, 1892 and 1909. Followed by, we are going to discuss the Government of India Act 1919. It is a very important act. We are also going to see in brief about the Simon Commission, then the Government of India Act 1935, followed by the Indian Independence Act of 1947. So these are some of the important acts which are being passed during the British rule in India, which led to the establishment of the historical background of the Indian Constitution. So all these acts are very important for understanding the Indian polity itself and the Constitution of India. Okay. So first, we are going to discuss in this very particular video about the historical perspective, okay, of the background of the development of Indian Constitution. So we all know that our country was a colony of Britain. So British East India Company, it came to India on 24th of August 1608. So initially when they came to India, they are the traders which used to trade in different commodity with India. But after the passage of time, they established themselves as a ruler in India. The formation of East India Company, it was done by a charter, and this charter means a kind of license, okay, and this charter was given by Queen Elizabeth I, which led to the establishment of British East India Company on 31st of December 1600. Okay, on this date the establishment of East India Company took place, and first time they arrive in India on 24th of August 1608. So they are the traders initially, and after that they involved themselves with struggle among the Indian princes, different Indian princes and princely houses, and a decisive battle was fought, and that battle was known as the Battle of Buxar. Okay, the Battle of Buxar was fought on 22nd of October 1764. During that time, the Mughal emperor was Shah Alam II. Along with Shah Alam, there are some other prominent rulers of India, and they fought with the Britishers, and the Britishers won. After they won, a treaty was signed, and that treaty was known as Allahabad Treaty. That treaty was known as Allahabad Treaty, and this treaty was signed on 1765. So when this treaty was signed, the East India Company got the diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. These are some of the prominent states of India, and they got the diwani rights of these places. What is the meaning of diwani right? Diwani is nothing but the right to collect the revenue of from a place. Right to collect revenue from a place. So the Britishers got the right to collect revenue. So who collects the revenue? Revenue is being collected by the ruler of a place, right? Not some foreign company collect the revenue at a different place. So in the year 1765, something which turned the events altogether in the favor of the Britishers, that was the Allahabad Treaty, when they got the diwani rights from Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Okay. And after this treaty, when they were collecting the diwani, after some time, after few years, there happened again a Sepoy Mutiny of 1857. It was a mutiny which happened due to the maladministration of the Britishers, or we can say the East India Company. So the Sepoy Mutiny happened in the year 1857. After that, in the year 1858, British Crown assumed the direct responsibility of the governance of India. So from 1765 to 1857, there was the rule of East India Company in India. East India Company, and it was the company of Britain. Okay, and it was formed by the charter which was given by the Queen Elizabeth I. And from 1858 to 1947, our country was under the British Crown, or we can say it was ruled by the British Crown. All right. So from 1858 to 1947, the rule was done by the British Crown. So this is a historical perspective where I have told you when the British East India Company came to India, how the East India Company was formed, okay, when they got the diwani rights, okay, and when the British Crown assumed the direct responsibility for the governance of India. These things are, important to understand, because from 1773 onwards to 1947, various acts were passed, okay, starting from the regulating act, okay, regulating act to the Indian Independence Act, there are various acts which are being passed. So we are going to discuss all these acts, okay, in the coming videos. And in the year 1947, India got the independence, and after the independence, India was being governed by a constitution. So we are going to see all these things which are very important, and I hope you like this video. If you like the video, do hit the like button, and if you want some contents like this in the future, please do subscribe to my channel also. Thank you very much for watching, and have an awesome day ahead. Thank you.